Greetings, Initiate. You arrived not a moment too soon. I assume that Josaja gave you a summary of our predicament. The Staff of Towers has returned. I was skeptical at first, but there is no longer any room for doubt. Josaja made the discovery, an exemplary feat of arcane inquiry. I find myself filled with a mentor's pride, and no small measure of dread. A teachable moment. As a member of the Psijic Order, you must know that great power always walks hand in hand with great peril. Even in the hands of a right master, an artifact like this can churn up untold horrors. Truth be told, it already has. Misuse of the staff led to something called a dragon break in the First Era, a catastrophic disruption of linear time that lasted the better part of 1,000 years. Trust me when I say that is something we cannot afford to repeat. The threats we face are grave indeed. Fortunately, the old ways always provide wisdom in the face of uncertainty, patience in the face of turmoil, and of course, strength in the face of danger. Take this, Initiate, and my thanks. Now our work begins in earnest. The Staff of Towers must be recovered. Shall we begin? The staff comprises 8 pieces, one for each of Nirn's girding towers. Whatever force drew the staff back to Tamriel scattered these pieces across the continent. We managed to scry the locations of 4 of them. The others elude us. For now, Helen Graveyard in Bangorai, Lecky's Blade in Alakir, the Great Hist in Shadowfen, and the Fang Spires in Dishan. Once you arrive at a breach, activate the auger and it should light a path to the artifacts. Josaja can tell you more. Safe travels.
You spoke to the Lore Master, right? You should be setting out for Tamriel. What brings you? Checking on me, no doubt. I'm fine, really. The Lore Master and I had a brief disagreement, but it's fine. I'm sure he's right. I just needed a moment to think on it. The Staff of Towers. I discovered that each piece emits a unique temporal wave, almost like an artist's signature. I ran to the Lore Master to show him. Nearly tripped over my robe on the way. I thought he'd be proud, but he just went pale. I know, but just between the 2 of us, don't you think we could put an item like that to good use? Imagine being able to shift time to avoid the plane meld, or cure the Nahatan flu before it took hold. It's worth at least discussing, right? Yes. Yes, I guess you're right. It's just that when things happen to you, to your family, things you can't fix, the power to set things right can be very tempting. Anyway, I've talked enough. Don't worry about me. Just find those fragments. Ah, right. Finding these pieces of the staff will require a bit more legwork. As I said, each of the fragments emits a unique temporal wave, but the point of origin remains hidden. We were only able to locate points where those waves crash. Exactly. Once you find a breach, you can use the auger to track the waves back to their source, the staff fragment. The trail should manifest as a series of lights. Just follow the lights and you'll find what we're looking for.
I can't do my job.
Another graveyard? All kinds of treasure tucked away in the dirt here, mate. We could find that staff piece, sure, but would you rather dig up an old pelvis? No? Hey, you're lost. Well, it's the adamantine shard. Have a care where you drop that thing, eh? This bag's stuffed as it is. The ruins of Lecky's Blade. Really gets you thinking, eh? About mortality. The long, slow march of time. The grim inevitability of death, decay, and obscurity. Woo! But I don't have to worry about that. The Orichalc Fragment. I don't know much about the Orichalc Tower anymore, but it was always my favorite. I love ugly, sunken, long-forgotten things. Shadowfen? The Hester insufferable. Honestly, they're so smart. Why can't they stop leaking their sap all over the place? Don't drop me in there, by the way. Stuff's impossible to wash off. Crystal fragments. Oof. This is an odd one, mate. It's here, but it's also somewhere else. Several other somewheres, in fact. Don't think about it too hard. It's bad for your meat brain.
There is an urgent task for you.
I suppose I could use another break.
Hold! Speak to me before entering.
You know, I think I'll stay right here for a while.
Deshan, eh? A lot of transliminal dead residue here. Must be the Fesh. Did you know Fesh experience 37 different varieties of fear? That's why they always look surprised. Walk brass. Oh, this one's a puzzler, mate. If a numeral created the stuff of towers in the first era, how do you know about a tower the dwarves hadn't made yet? Ow! Brain explosion!
Welcome back, Initiate. I see you have recovered all the staff fragments. Such a collection of artifacts. It is difficult to miss. Excellent. I will find a safe place for them here in the Tapora Tower. 4 less artifacts in the world eases my mind considerably. Once we find the remaining 4 fragments, our task will be complete. Regrettably, we have not located them yet. Our scryers discovered the first 4 by studying the collision of tonal waves. The Psijic seals you placed in Tamriel provided information that was vital to this pursuit. Exactly. Each time breach you seal brings us closer to recovering the remaining fragments. I knew you would be an asset to the Order, but you have exceeded even my expectations. You are clearly prepared for greater things. Take this, and my thanks. Are you ready for another journey to Tamriel, Initiate? Another cluster of time breaches appeared in the Wood Elves' homeland, Valenwood. We need you to seal these breaches, just as you did before. Josaja will provide the tools you need. May I ask another favor of you? Please, just take a moment and discuss this matter of the staff with Josaja. I fear that she still resents my decision to lock the fragments away. She suffered a trauma. The promise of this staff could create an unwelcome distraction.
It's good to see you again, Initiate. The Lore Master told you about the breaches in Valenwood, right? I have your equipment here. I'm fine. I wish that he'd stop, I don't know, hovering. I won't lie to you. I'm disappointed that we won't have the opportunity to study the staff and its time-distorting properties. But that's ultimately his decision. I will abide by it. He's referring to my family's fall, no doubt. My family dealt in trade, ferrying goods from Sentinel to remote Imperial holdings. My father was always selective when it came to contracts. My brother, Afar, never took those lessons to heart. Yes, a disastrous deal. Shortly after I left, the Longhouse Emperor Leovic put out a call for an Alakiri trader to transport a shipment of arms across the desert. Afar leapt at the opportunity. He used our entire estate as collateral. Exactly what you'd think. The caravan was waylaid by bandits, and the Empire seized our lands, our businesses, everything. My family fell into abject poverty. Some turned to begging, theft, or worse. So, now you know. You should get going.
think there's a breach here. It's hard to say with all these alien ruins lying about. You would not believe how many ghosts are asking me for favors right now. Ghosts, am I right? They're never satisfied.